Hello, and welcome to another episode of Wonderland, where we are changing the conversation to save and change lives. And I am really excited about the guests we have today. We've got Kristie Amadio, a truly inspirational thought leader in the area of recovering from eating disorders. Kristie, a very warm welcome to you. Very honored and privileged that you're joining us for the Wonderland podcast today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So it's great to have you here. Your journey is truly inspiring, and we want to touch on the TED Talk and the recovered living facility that you look after in New Zealand. And before we get to that, I would love to hear a little bit about your backstory and maybe some of the key pivotal moments that have led you to doing the work that you do so passionately today.
Yeah, that's such a great question because I feel like there's so many pivotal moments when I look back, but I will do my best for you. So when I think about my journey with an eating disorder, it actually started with body dysmorphic disorder, and it wasn't until I recovered from my eating disorder that I actually realized the magnitude of body dysmorphic disorder, or BDD, on my life. And so when I look back, I remember being probably like 8 or 10 years old and having a school photo taken. And you know how you sit on the bleachers and you have your hands sort of on your lap. And my best friend was an elite gymnast. And I remember looking over at her thighs at 8 or 10 years old and thinking, why are my thighs 3 times bigger than hers? And it's a visual that I still have in my mind today that to me looked real. But I look back at that photo today and we were both kids and we looked exactly the same, you know? And so I didn't realize at that time that I wasn't seeing myself as I was. And I think over the years, that felt sense of myself being larger than everybody else, or feeling, I think the words I would use to describe myself was like freakish. At times, I would have this feeling, and I think it just grew with time, that eventually developed into an eating disorder with multiple other factors that led into that. And so by the time I was living in Australia at the time, and I sought different treatment, like private therapy, and I was went inpatient a couple of times, but never really was ever told that I could recover. I was always told that I'd have to manage my eating disorder for the rest of my life. And I just thought, well, this is how it is. And I guess I kind of bumbled along in life for about 10 years, feeling like I was doing okay. Like I could have relationships, I had a job, I could travel. I was still funky with food, but I could, what would be the word? I could camouflage it enough that people just thought I was a healthy girl or the fit girl. They never really went eating disorder. And essentially that became my downfall, because I think I was walking a really fine tightrope that wasn't sustainable long term.